Welcome to the DogPound.
Welcome back to the DogPound. I'm here with Forsyth Central's marching band. Let me just bring it over to Mr. Grass to tell us who's here.
Hey, this is Dan Grass. I'm the assistant band director here at Forsyth Central High School. I've been here for 11 years, and I've got a couple people that are going to introduce themselves so you get to know some of the members of the band.
Hello, I am Ryan Dunning. I am in 12th grade, and I play the trumpet.
What's up? I'm Lauren White. I am in 11th grade, and I play clarinet.
Hello, I'm Calvin Griggs, and I play the clarinet, and I'm a freshman.
Well, I'm Damian Castaneda. I am a freshman, and I play the trumpet.
Hello, I am Blake Kuhn, and I am in 10th grade, and I play the French horn and mellophone.
Awesome. Got a lot of people here today. So let's just hop right into questions. So starting out, you guys have had an outstanding record during competitions. Read about it. You guys been killing it. And since you're about to go into this competition season, do you guys ever feel that like nervous feeling, you know, you're not going to be like what you were last year, you're not going to continue on this kind of good streak? And if that's the case, like how do you not psych yourself out and really give your best performance every year?
So as the assistant band director here, it's my job to prepare the band to be able to be as competitive as possible. What that means is hours of practice, repetition, and consistency. And I think that's one of the things that we do particularly well. By going to practice every day and having the same expectation every day, the students have the ability to build a routine, kind of like how you don't really think about when you brush your teeth, you don't really think about when you tie your shoes in the morning, you do it every day. That's kind of what we're trying to get to with our students, is make sure that they have that level of comfort with the show, with the music. And if we do that, generally speaking, it doesn't matter if it's competition, doesn't matter if it's a Friday night football game, they're going to do a good job, and they're going to play the music and perform the show to the best of their ability. Now, as far as the nerves go, it's not me on the field. I'm not too terribly worried about it. I'm not going to make a mistake. But as a student, you may have a different perspective, so I'm going to pass this one off to Ryan. So, Ryan, tell us what it's like to prepare yourself, and how do you handle those nerves?
Well, of course, there's always that feeling of that not every person on the field is going to give their best, going to give their all for every competition, for every second of the show. But something that's really calmed my mind for this year is just the outstanding freshman class that we've had. This has been probably one of the best freshman classes I've seen. They've progressed the best, the fastest that I've seen, and it's really set my mind at ease that we're going to do really well this year.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is, trusting in the person standing next to you. I mean, because if that trust isn't there, it's not good. You're going to end up with some doubts. Lauren, what's something that you feel about the readiness of the group, and how do you feel like you're handling the pressures leading into the competition season?
I am a little bit scared, but that always comes with every year. Once you walk onto the field, you're like, what if I'm going to mess up? What happens? But once the drum majors call you to attention, you sort of get into that feeling of, this is it, this is now, get ready, you're not going to mess up.
Cool. Anyone else have anything to add about that? Like I want to hear some of the freshmen talk, because it's like, I don't think you guys have done marching band from my knowledge up to this point, and it's like, I feel like it might be different from what you guys were doing in middle school.
As a freshman in marching band, it's pretty good. Once you get to know those around you, it sort of relieves a pressure off of you, and then you have that trust that as you practice by yourself and you practice your moves and everything you need for the show, you have those around you that you can trust that are doing the exact same thing.
I think it's important to kind of recognize the fact that we build this little at a time. So like what you see on a Friday night or on a Saturday night, it's not something that they get done in a week. It's not something that they get done in a practice or two practices. I mean, we start with the very basic of basics, like how do you put your foot down? Where do you put your foot down? Which foot do you start with? And then by the end of the season, you've got this tapestry of moves and music and choreography that is all built upon itself. But it's not something that they do all at once.
Yeah. I definitely can see from like my friends in band, like you guys really put in that effort, and it's really applaudable, the amount of effort and time and skill that it takes to go out there and give it your all. To kind of build off what Ryan was saying, it's every year you get these new group of freshmen coming in. They're really excited for marching band. And I know that some of them are the best, some of them are the worst. You lose some, you gain some, all that. And it's like, do you guys, continuing on with the nervous question, do you guys ever get like nervous about these new freshmen, or do you get like that sense of giddiness that you're going to be their teachers and mentors and you're going to make them some of the best band you've ever heard?
Now, I know when I was a kid, we had a store in the mall that you could go, and for $1 you would get this bag, and it was the strangest thing. It wasn't like a fabric. It was like this, like almost like this plastic, and you would put the plastic under the water, and it would melt away, and there'd be some sort of weird toy inside. You had no idea what you were going to get, and there was something that was kind of exciting about that. I don't know if just because it could be anything, you didn't know, and I think that's kind of like that freshman class. I mean, you really have no clue who you're going to get. Are you going to get 17 tubas and 1 clarinet? Are you going to get 45 clarinets and 1 tuba? And how do you handle that? How do you deal with that? How do you prepare the program and design the show to make sure that everyone feels successful? But I think one of the best things about being a part of the band, and the best thing about being involved in any organization at school of the size that we are, is you have this huge level of diversity. You get a variety of different types of people. I mean, we've got people that are, Dungeons and Dragons, players. We've got athletes. We've got STEM students, humanities students. We've got film students. And I think that mixture of bodies and personalities is what makes it really exciting that first day of band camp to see who are we going to get. Now, I know that's the way it is for us. What was it like as a freshman coming in for the first time, Calvin? You come in, you didn't know what to expect. All of a sudden, there's 135 people you've never met before. What was that like on your end?
It was pretty interesting. At first, it was pretty awkward getting to know people around me, but as you got to know everybody, it was like unraveling a bag of Skittles.
The tropical kind are the best kind, by the way.
Hot take.
Tropical. Yeah, hot take. Tropical kind's the best kind.
So you didn't know what was going to happen, and you didn't know what was going to happen this season. But as the season unravels, you get to know people more, and you enjoy it a lot.
Have you made some friends that you would say you wouldn't have made otherwise? People that maybe you wouldn't have crossed paths with?
Yeah.
Radical. Can I hear some of the junior senior talk about like now this year I feel like a mentorship kind of thing where you got to be like big dog protects little dog?
Well, like you're saying, once you get to the point of being a senior and having done this for 4 years, doing 4 shows, you do get to a point where you have a pretty good idea of what you're doing, and you can help those with like the freshmen or the sophomores who aren't so confident with what they're doing. And it's a entirely new experience for the marching band because obviously I'm a senior and I've done 4 shows, I've done 4 seasons, and this really all started last year, my junior year, but really came into fruition this year. But just getting past the point of learning and being able to teach those around you and help those who are in that point where you once were is just a completely new experience and changes the way marching band works. And I think it's just been awesome.
You have anything else to say? If you have to say it, Mr. Grass, come on, say it.
I just want to be a Twitch streamer.
That's going in the final cut. That will be heard by all of admin.
That's fine.
Okay. So going on to my last question here. From what I've heard from my band friends is the theme for this year is Heart of the Home. So I really think that's an interesting theme, especially in this kind of situation. I feel like we've all been kind of isolated from each other. We didn't really have a home. COVID kind of probably messed up a lot of like band, having to be socially distant, wear the mask and things like that. But we're slowly coming back to that Heart of the Home, band, the feeling of marching band being on the grass and performing, And I just wanted to know, is there, am I kind of close with my reasoning, or is there, any other specific reasoning that we chose Heart of the Home this year? Can I get, a thought process between Mr. Grass and having to help pick that theme, and then hearing everyone else's, kind of reactions to that theme, how they felt about it, if they think it's a good theme, be critical.
Yeah, this year we are kind of trying to get back to our roots. Like, I know a lot of the band parents have been doing a lot of research about the history of our band, about the history of our pep band and marching band, and even our jazz band. And this year we're just like really trying to connect with our roots and like get back to that real critical feeling of marching band and how it feels to be in a band and going places and doing things and just having a good time.
So every year we get a different theme, right? And so hearing the theme of Heart of the Home, it was kind of different. You didn't know really what to expect. We were all kind of like, how is this going to work, coming from doing Chaos Order and it being such chaos and being such a good show with a three-peat. We were all like, what is Heart of the Home? How is this going to work? How are the props going to work? We were all sort of confused.
So one of the things that I want to bring up about the show concept this year is we're talking about going back to our roots. We're talking about going back to the history of the Flash of Crimson Band. And one of the parts that a lot of people don't realize about the history is we used to have themes for the year. So we would do a Pirates of the Caribbean show, and the students would go on a cruise. And we would do sea shanties in the spring concert. It would be a theme that we would carry on throughout. And part of bringing that back to what we're doing this year, that homecoming, that theme of homecoming, we're going to actually have the first ever Forsyth Central Flash Crimson alumni band performance. It's going to be October 7th at the Lambert football game. Right now we've got about 75 alumni already signed up, all the way back to graduates from 1984. And we've got a lot of opportunity for those people to get reconnected. And I think it's kind of a twofold ordeal for us. We're going to be bringing them back so they can see what we're doing. We can reconnect the community with the Flash of Crimson and what it is now. But also it gives us an opportunity to take our current members and introduce them to some people that maybe they wouldn't have met otherwise, people that did it 10, 15 years before they did. So having that sense of homecoming is not just a part of the field show, but it's also going to be something that we come back to time and time again as we go through the year. And I think we're going to kind of cap off as we get into the springtime. You're going to start noticing we're going to be moving not from the past and from where we are now, but thinking towards the future. And I think you'll see that in some of the shows that we do and some of the productions that we put on going into the spring.
All right. So we are hitting about approximately all of our time here today. Do we have any final thoughts, any final things to say, anything to promote, how to find the band, where to see the band?
So if you're interested in learning more about the Forsyth Central Marching Band, you could always go to flashofcrimson.com. But, I think we've been talking a lot about us, from a fellow student's perspective. What do you want to see out of the band?
I don't know.
Rock and roll.
I want to see some rock and roll.
All right, we can do that.
I want to see a heavy metal inspired band where everyone has to have long mullets. Everyone has to have looking right at you, Ryan.
Ryan's already there. He's
Ryan's
already got
ready
it
for
going.
it.
Yeah, we just got to get the party in the front. He's your party in the back. He's got the short in the front. We got to work on that.
Party in the back.
Yeah, party in the back. So next year, 2023 show, Cannibal Corpse, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Cannibal
I think
Corpse,
we can handle that.
I think we should get some Mayhem?
Yeah, Megadeth. Sure. And Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Got it.
And like for the kids, like some Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always for the kids, right?
For the kids, some Metallica, some Guns N' Roses, yeah. So, yeah. Any things from the students you want to say?
I think we should do a train show.
Woo woo.
All right. So we've officially hit our time. Thank you guys so much for coming out, and thank you guys for doing this with us. That has been the DogPound.
Thank you.
Show producer Nikki Melendez and Jason Hanline. Show technician Ian Alexander Delaponte. Show editor Ian Alexander Delaponte. Second editor Nikki Melendez. Thank you to Dan Grass and the rest of the Forsyth Central band.